get comfortable being fiercely you without any attachment. You can't do it because you're attached. You do it from your love, and you do it from your truth. You speak your truth. I was in a courtroom like it was a week ago, 2 weeks ago, for my ex-husband abusing my son like a year and a half ago, and it's been dragging on. And I go in this courtroom, and this is a courtroom that initially we created a judicial system to create justice, right? Sounds good. Well, that ain't what was fucking happening in that courtroom. And I walk in, and there's this snaky lawyer that my ex has hired that is totally trying to twist everything around, trying to frustrate my son when he was speaking, and when I went in, trying to frustrate me. And I just stared him in the eyes, and I basically what's the word? It's like I unnerved that whole courtroom because I didn't play their game, and it really caused a stir because everything I would say was truth, but they'd be like, oh, objection, objection. They're all like, she's saying stuff. She shouldn't say it that way. And I actually said to them, I feel like this is a room for speaking truth, and that is my truth. And then the judge actually yelled at me and said to stop speaking. And I said, it's truth. And I challenged that judge. And I know this sounds really bold. And I actually asked Will later, I'm like, could I get arrested? Because I hope that isn't going to happen. But big picture, I say this to you because it's that kind of fierceness where you come in and I know that I picked up my son the day of this event and he was beat up by his dad. I know that. I witnessed it. I witnessed the bruises coming in live, the welts coming in. I had to face that. I had to take him to the ER. I had to sit with him when he tried to commit suicide. Like, there is so much shit I went through with that child and with what my ex did to that child. And so to sit in the courtroom where they're trying to silence me and they're trying to twist my words and they're trying to tell me what I can or cannot say about that truth, I was like, no one owns my truth. And it's that kind of fierceness. This is the fierceness we each have to have because there's too many of us that walk into a courtroom or we walk into a classroom or we walk into a church or we walk into our grandma's living room and we fucking go silent and we feel like we're not allowed to speak our truth because they say. Who are they? Like, why do they have control over my truth? This is the kind of liberation I'm talking about, where it means no attachment. It means there may people think that you are freaking crazy because you speak your truth in a way no one else has dared to speak before, but that's why it's so important you do it. And this is the kind of thing Marianne Williamson was talking about in this religious group meeting where she just cut through the shit and she was like, throughout history, let us not forget that women have not been treated so good from religions and that many have been killed in the name of religion. And she just went into it. But what I loved, and this is what I want to end with on her note, what I love that she said, and it is so true, is that she said that passionate, free-thinking mothers and passionate, free-thinking fathers raise passionate, free-thinking children. And passionate, free-thinking children grow up to be passionate, free-thinking adults who are very hard to manipulate or control. And she had everybody rising up and clapping for her because it is truth. If each of us becomes a passionate, free-thinking human that basically become your passionate, free-thinking divinity, you are free sovereign beings. Every one of you are free, but many of you, under the illusion that you are not free. Many of you are under the illusion that you are enslaved in some way, and it's an illusion. It is not true. Whether it's a courtroom illusion or it's a marriage illusion where the husband, I lived with this husband who fucking told me, you try to leave me, I'll take the children, I'll take all the money, you'll have nothing. I lived through that. And as scary as that was, I made myself move through that illusion, and I took back my freedom and I took back my power. Was it scary? Hell yeah, it was damn scary. But the thing is, each of you have that power in you, and whatever it is that's enslaving you, if it's an addiction, if it's your job, you can't stand your job, if you wake up and you are pissed that you have to go to work and you hate it, it's not your job anymore. That is your sign from the universe. Like, have the courage to let go and find something you love. And if you have to do that gently, do it gently, but get on the path of change. Like, stop procrastinating and pretending that you have to be there forever. Stop telling yourself you have to tolerate that. Stop telling yourself that you have to tolerate that boyfriend who cheats on you, or that girlfriend that lies to you all the time, or the husband that dominates you. You don't have to tolerate it. And so that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about today. It's not, you know, little light, fluffy stuff. It's like hardcore shit, but it's so worth doing your work. And it really comes from loving yourself, caring more about what you think about you than what the world thinks about you. And you are free, because the world's going to think whatever the fuck it wants to think about you. It is always going to do that. But you, what you think about you, how you see you, how you love you, that is what's waiting to wake up inside. That's your liberation. That's your freedom. It's not going to a church and, you know, joining a club and then one day you can go to heaven and Jesus is going to love you. No, it's about you loving you right now. It's not waiting for some Jesus to love you. It's not waiting for some guy to love you. It's not waiting for your fans to love you. It's all illusion. It's about you loving you. So I'm going to pause and see, did Cindy have anything she wanted to share? Or anybody else for that matter? Come on, bring it.
Hey, get a drink. No. No, nobody has anything to say anymore.
Everyone's scared. They're like, oh God, Tanya's pumped again. Oh shit. Tanya's fired up. How about you, Amnon? What do you think about what I'm saying?
I'm looking for the receipts because I want to take mine back.
You want to what?
I want to take it back, so I'm looking for the receipt.
Take what back?
A power.
Nice. I like that. Can I return this? I need to return this. I need a higher intensity power source.
Yep.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Yes. I'd like to upgrade, right? That's it. Okay. So let's see, at the very end, where did I leave off at? So don't convince them to walk alongside you. You'll be wasting both your time and theirs and will likely inflict unnecessary wounds, which will take precious time to heal. You are not for them and they are not for you. And really think about that. You are not for them and they are not for you. This could be your children. It could be your ex-husband. It could be your friend that once was a friend. It could be your soul group. Maybe you were hanging out with this tribe for a while and suddenly you're like, man, they just don't feel right to me anymore. Honor that. Politely wave them on and continue along your way. Peace out. Love ya. See you later. Soon as the abuse starts coming, see you later. I'm not going to tolerate your abuse. And you don't have to fight. You don't have to argue. You don't have to throw mud at them. You literally just speak your truth. Like what I said to my daughter when she was ranting and just hateful is I was like, I love you, but I don't like you. And I said that to her. I love you, but I don't like you. I don't like how hateful you are. I do not like the way you talk to me. I don't feel you're respectful. I feel you have a lot of stuff to heal and to figure out. And I know in my heart that you know I'm a damn good mom that gave a lot to you. And your ego will not let you remember that. And that is what I know. And I told her I love her, but our soul contract is done. And until she can heal and come in a place of honor and respect, there will be no more dialogue. Like, I am done with this conversation. And we need to get to this place where we can be in that power and we can be done with the conversation, but not feel guilt about it and not feel shame. Not say that and then go, oh, I feel so bad. What am I going to get my daughter for Christmas now? I got to make it up to her because I'm feeling guilty. We need to, as mothers, stop with the guilt trip shit and start holding your power, because those children, they need us to mirror this to them. And they're not going to learn how to be in their power and how to show honor with mothers that are doormats. And this is what I had to learn and what I had to forgive in myself, because for years I was that mother and I realized I didn't serve them in that way. And so if I apologize for anything in my life, it is for tolerating abuse that long and being that doormat mother and doormat wife, because that is why they learned to treat me that way. But that's all I apologize for. Everything else, as far as why I left and why I became the woman I am, I fucking own that, and I am proud of myself for that, and I will never apologize for that. And I feel that each of us needs to get to this place where we can really own our power like that and stop worrying so much about if our kids like us or not. You're not supposed to have your kids always like you. You're supposed to be a guide. You're supposed to be a truth teller, a way shower. You're not supposed to be their best buddy that just says whatever sounds good and goes and parties with them and does whatever to make them happy, because that is going to create monsters. And I see a lot of children these days that are fucking monsters, and they need to They need to learn boundaries. They need to learn respect. A lot of self-entitled, disrespectful children, and we need to be the guides for them, and we need to do that by being their friend, their sister, their mother, their aunt, whatever role we play. We're going to do that by being authentic and by being in our power, not by being pushovers that just let children do whatever they want, or best friends do whatever they want, or husbands do whatever they want. We need to stop enabling bullshit, stop enabling abuse, because every one of us that tolerates that is an enabler of it. And that's kind of like, you can go to AA and you can see how, well, the wife brought home the alcohol, but then she's complaining about her husband being an alcoholic. She's enabling it. She's buying the alcohol and then complaining. Well, stop fucking buying the alcohol. And so that's what we have to see with ourselves. If we're friends that let our friends abuse us, or our children, or anyone, we're enabling that abuse because we're tolerating it. And we are not supposed to tolerate it. You can say, thank you for the lessons. I'm bowing out now. Good luck to you on your healing path. And I'm going this way to the high vibrational path where the people show up with love and respect, because that is going to be what makes you happy. And those other people, they're miserable anyway. So it's not your job to make them happy. They need to make them happy, and they're the only ones who can. And so to end that, sharing your path with someone is a sacred gift. Don't cheapen this gift by rolling yours with the wrong direction. Keep facing your true north. And that's the end of that. So what do you guys think about that? Sound good?
Cindy's saying, Pegasus is saying, rock on, Tanya. And Cindy's saying, amen.
How about Cindy? Is she still there? Does she have any input?
She's saying, amen.
Amen. Can I get an amen?
You got
it. Nice. Well, I wanted to read, I think I've got enough time to read this card that I drew today. I'm going to read a little bit, and this is interesting because Cindy just did my workshop with me on solar plexus healing through the chakras. My next one is not this Thursday, but next Thursday. So any of you watching that want to get involved, contact me. It's a sliding scale of 55 to 77 a session, or you can buy the whole session up front. So let me know if you want to be involved in that. But this card came up in our sacral chakra class and our solar plexus class, and or actually maybe it was just our solar plexus class. But anyway, I drew it again, so it shows it's still wanting to be shared. And then lapis lazuli. So I'm just going to read a little bit of these cards, and this is what it looks like. You guys can see it. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Oh. There we go. Releasing some more energy.
Bless you.
Thank you. I could feel it coming. Okay. So this is carnelian. It's connected with creativity, the master crystal Deva Kara L, and it's connected with our sacral chakra. Long I have waited within the sacred land. Take my hand, and together we will realize all that is at the seed of the creative processes through which you move towards joy, peace, and empowerment. Let your eyes hold stars from the great shepherd and descend through the pyramid of Ra to the sands of the fire at your sacral. Call forth the records of self as letters of light and listen to their song. Sit gently and let the voice of endless self define your path onwards to your highest destiny. I am the energy of optimism, the unceasing light, and trust in all that you are and do as you create lessons, not failures, on your journey back home. You and I are old friends, and still your potential grows with every living breath. The time has come to rebirth the pathways of the great children of light. Let it be done in our sacred single name. And I just love these cards. I think they're so beautiful. But here's what it says. It says, the presence of carnelian today is a healing and empowering step back into life. So this is something I teach my students, is if you're working with a crystal like carnelian and you don't have one at home right now, but you're listening to me and you're like, I kind of like to work with that crystal, just right now take a deep breath and invite the essence of that crystal into your energy field. So you could just close your eyes, and Carnelian, I invite and invoke your energy and your presence in my energy field to assist and support me in any ways that are needed. So realize you don't need to go grab a stone personally or physically